of 3 for Cedric Alexander. Cedric sending a letter in to PWX management demanding a title match.
Making his way to the ring, weighing 205 pounds. From Troop 83, the Man Scout, Jake Manning.
As I was saying, did not want to interrupt Corky Franks there, our hard-working ring announcer. Cedric Alexander demanded a rematch with Caleb Conley for the PWX Championship, a match I feel he deserves after Caleb's actions at Rise of a Champion. Before management had a chance to respond, Caleb responded and said Cedric had to beat 3 opponents that he would handpick. He's done it once already with Shane Strickland, but tonight, Caleb Conley again picks a friend of Cedric Alexander's in the Man Scout, Jake Manning.
I was about to say, Chris, bringing back that interesting piece to the puzzle, making Cedric go out of his comfort zone, facing a friend. He has to not only beat a friend, but turn away those feelings. Something that Caleb did at Rise of a Champion.
So let's put friendships aside. I'm sure Jake is going to have an honorable match with this man. But at the end of the day, if Cedric Alexander wants a rematch with Caleb Conley, he's going to have to beat his friend, Jake Manning. Can he do it? Patrick, let's find out.
Cedric Alexander.
And his opponent, approaching the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 220 pounds, Kick to Kill Cedric Alexander.
Cedric told me before tonight he hated having to go through his friend Jake Manning to get there, but he knows Jake will understand. It's the only way to get another chance at Caleb Conley and the PWX Championship. But Jake's not going to lay down for him. Cedric's going to have to earn this one.
I think that's what Caleb Conley is trying to make Cedric do. Make him go that extra mile, take that extra step.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what Caleb said after Rise of a Champion. He said he felt like Cedric was not willing to do whatever it took to win the championship. He said he felt like he put their friendship ahead of what was best, and that's the PWX title. Caleb's not ashamed to make that choice, and so that's why he's still champion. I don't know if I agree with that sentiment. There you see the handshake.
Ultimate show of respect here in the ring. Squared circle, if you will.
Now the question is, will they shake hands after the match? Regardless of who wins, is the friendship going to be able to survive these two guys going at each other hard and heavy?
I hope so. These two are both consummate professionals, and I'm sure they understand that this is a contest.
Definite unique style matchup here. The ground and pound of Cedric Alexander, looking for that COD, the concussion on delivery, looking for that brain buster. And then the rather unorthodox style of Jake Manning. Jake Manning is a guy, he's almost a psychological wrestler, Patrick. He does things just a little bit different. He can get in guys' heads. We've seen him be able to do that. Even that handshake might be an attempt to get inside of Cedric's head.
Jake Manning's attributes in the wrestling ring are endless. He's traveled the world, been in many promotions, honed his craft for years and years. If you underestimate Jake Manning, you don't know professional wrestling.
Jake Manning a little lighthearted at times, likes to have a little bit of fun.
Can't blame him for that.
Oh, but if he takes Cedric Alexander lightly here, this match will be over in a hurry. Cedric Alexander with the most explosive offense in all of PWX, just like that. Concussion on delivery, brainbuster, say goodnight.
I agree with you, Chris Short, but just as we talked about when huge drop kick by Cedric Alexander, but we talked about when Cedric faced Caleb, they touched on the fact that they traveled the roads together. They had training sessions together.
Yep.
Jake Manning is in that same boat. So I don't think Jake Manning underestimates Cedric Alexander. I think he knows exactly what Cedric Alexander is about, what Cedric Alexander is capable of. And I don't think he'll drop his guard. Jake Manning's smarter than that.
All right,
more
now,
honorable than that.
Even though I don't agree with Caleb's position in all this, I'm sitting here, I'm watching this. Cedric Alexander hits a great drop kick on Jake Manning, a man he has to beat if he wants another shot at that PWX title. And what does he do? He stops to pound him. He stops to give him a fist bump. Why would Cedric do that?
I'm not sure. I think Cedric did it in the mindset of sportsmanship and friendship. Yes, I one-upped you. Let's start over and let's see what each other's got. But you can't do that in any type of professional sport.
I mean, in a lot of ways, this is almost like a title match.
That's like making a sack in football and then shaking the quarterback's hand saying, "Oh, I got you that time." It doesn't happen.
Yeah, if
you're in the NFL, you get up and celebrate for 10 minutes, go back to the huddle.
Well, then they throw a flag, but that's another story.
It's only in the end zone, Chris.
No.
Now side headlock takedown. So here we go. Jake Manning with a side headlock takedown. Cedric Alexander in control at the moment. Instead of Cedric capitalizing on that great drop kick, I'll ask you, Patrick, again, I don't like the attitude. I don't like the way he's been acting. But does Caleb Conley have a point? Is Cedric Alexander loath to, as Caleb puts it, do what it takes to win?
My assessment of Cedric Alexander was he was always trying to please the crowd, but I'm not sure that's the case anymore. I think that Caleb is just trying to make Cedric go that extra mile, do what he doesn't want to do. I don't know, as you've seen, his lack of intensity or lack of focus on getting the job done, like right now. Asking Jake if he's okay after that kick to the back of the head. You shouldn't do that. You should stay on him. Yeah. Jake Manning doing the right thing. Like we said, Jake Manning is a smart wrestler, a veteran of the sport.
And Jake Manning, the most honorable guy here. You know, a guy that's not going to take shortcuts, a guy that's not going to cheat, a guy that's not going to, take things too far. He's going to be honorable, and yet he's approaching this differently than Cedric is. I've said this before, Patrick. I'll say it again. If there is a flaw to the total package that is Cedric Alexander, I think sometimes he loses focus. He takes his eye off the ball. He lets things like friendship get in the way of what he's trying to do.
Huge shot by Alexander while Jake climbed that top rope. He avoided that throw into the turnbuckle. Oh, Cedric Alexander
somewhere,
looks to toss Jake.
Ric Flair.
He threw him halfway across the ring.
Somewhere Ric Flair can commiserate with Jake Manning right now, as Jake Manning flies across the ring at the hands of Cedric Alexander.
Maybe Jake Manning woke Cedric Alexander up. Because I know we talked about Jake's ability to be lighthearted and have fun. Don't question Jake's intensity. We saw him and John Schuyler in an amazing
look out here. Come here. It's a pile driver. It's over.
Oh, my God. Did you see how high? Did you see how high Cedric Alexander bounced? But Jake wasn't able to keep him in the ring.
Cedric Alexander had enough wherewithal to realize he was in trouble and found his way to the ropes and to the floor. And in one move, the entire complexity of this match has changed.
You just saw the technical prowess of Jake Manning. Out of nowhere, he gets that big pile driver. Although unable to keep Cedric Alexander in the ring, change the tides, as you said, Chris. Now Jake going after Cedric on the outside. See, the intensity that Jake Manning has right now is exactly what we need. Exactly what each of them need.
And a really wise move here from Jake Manning.
No pads, folks. Huge suplex. Look at the pain on Cedric's face.
We got a little bit of carpet tonight. I think all that's going to do is just add insult to injury by putting a rug burn on top of slamming down on the concrete underneath it.
I was about to say, this carpet's not even an inch thick.
And now the stairs here. What has Jake Manning got planned? He's got some stairs set up here.
The stairs are like graded metal.
Out here, Jake Manning getting set up for something.
What the hell is Jake doing?
He jumps off that. Oh, it drives the both hands down, the double axe handle.
Cedric tried to get a hand up, was a little late. Jake Manning caught all of it.
A little homage to the Macho Man there. Yeah.
Got to give it to Jake. Staying on top of Cedric Alexander, not giving him any time.
Now, we've talked a lot about Cedric needing, or not needing, must win this match if he wants a PWX championship shot. Here's the question, and we haven't talked about it. If Jake Manning wins, you got to think that puts him towards the top of the line or the front of the line for a title shot. I mean, he will have beaten Cedric Alexander.
Exactly. Caleb Conley is playing games with Cedric Alexander. giving him the 3 matches that he must win. That doesn't mean that Cedric Alexander is the only contender for that title. Jake Manning with the win here.
Oh, and a little more shout out to the Macho Man there with that elbow drop.
Jake Manning
now a cover
with the win here has to be at the top of the ladder. Getting that title shot at Caleb Conley. Cedric trying to fight back.
What do you think Caleb's ultimate goal is here by having Cedric face his friends? Do you think it's just to expose Cedric's weakness, if he has one, or is it? Do you think it might be something more? Do you think, we got a roll up here from Cedric. Do you think maybe he's hoping to take away, as Jake takes away the head of Cedric Alexander, another cover here too. Do you think it's possible that he's hoping to create some rifts in the friendship, maybe isolate Cedric Alexander, getting his head even more?
I think that it's something that's built. We've seen a change in Caleb's attitude, his posture, everything about Caleb Conley that we thought we knew has changed. And once again, I'll go back to what I've stated before.
And Jake's biting a finger. Cedric wanted to put his hand in his mouth, so Jake let him.
That's what happens when you're willing to do whatever it takes. Anything to get the advantage. But as I was saying, I think that the fans have gotten to Caleb Conley. And I think that irks him the most, because the fans continuously say that Cedric Alexander is better than Caleb Conley. Even say Cedric Alexander is arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world. And Caleb Conley, I think one of his goals now is to show the flaws of Cedric Alexander to the open public.
Cedric desperately trying to make the ropes here. It finally does. Gets the break.
Jake trying to get away. It looked like.
Man, had to get the referee to help him untangle his legs there. I don't think there's any question Caleb Conley is jealous of Cedric Alexander. I think that Caleb, and I understand his frustration. I do. He was an honorable champion for well over a year. He's held that title since Rise of a Champion 8 back in 2013. Oh,
huge. Jake Manning lifts his feet, throwing all his weight into that momentum.
Just a 2 count there for Cedric. And he felt like the whole time he was doing that, the whole time this company's been building, Patrick, going from running in crappy little rec centers to now in this beautiful room we have here in Hickory at the Convention Center, building our way up to being in 2 major television markets in North Carolina, building our way up to releasing this video on demand for all of our fans to see at pwxprowrestling.com. Being champion in the middle of all that, he felt like Cedric was the center of attention, and so I understand where his frustration comes from.
Huge back elbow from Jake Manning. I agree with you 100%, Chris.
But to act this way is out of control. It's wrong.
I agree with you, but I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. Jake Manning going for his patent pile driver.
Oh, and if he hits
the second rope,
yeah,
he's able to wiggle.
Cedric got away from it earlier.
Stomped on his knees. Look at this.
Oh, up and over. Oh, that was almost really bad.
It's a long fall for Jake Manning.
It wasn't good for Jake, but not as bad as it could have been.
Back to what we were talking about, Shore. I think that Caleb did what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to take that belt when he won it.
Oh, look out here, Patrick. Not to cut you off, but Cedric's going to fly!
Oh! Cedric just took out Jake Manning.
A front flip plancha over the top rope from kick to kill Cedric Alexander. And
unbelievable.
Just like earlier, but now going the other way in one move, the momentum of this match totally shifting.
Both men struggling to get to their feet. Can't blame either one of them. Cedric looks like he's to his feet at first. Jake Manning climbing up the stairs. Cedric's got a look in his eye. Cedric breaking the count.
Cedric
Jake Manning sitting on the steps.
Yeah,
that is graded steel.
Double count out would not lead to a win here for Cedric.
No.
Well, there's been a question, is he willing to do anything?
No.
It looks like he's willing to do a suplex from the stairs. Oh,
onto the apron. That's it, Chris Shore. There's no way Jake Manning.
Jake Manning's unconscious. Jake Manning's unconscious.
Isn't moving.
We might need a medic out here. We don't need a referee to count a pinfall. We might need a medic out here. Jake Manning is out.
Cedric lifting Jake Manning.
Just trying to muscle him.
Lifting Jake Manning's Unconscious body.
His lifeless body rolls him into the ring. Jake Manning, 215, 230 pounds, somewhere in that range.
That's got to be it.
And a quick cover here. Say goodnight. No, Jake Manning kicked out. Well, it had to be instinct. It had to be.
I have no words.
The veteran skills of Jake Manning, I think, coming into play there.
We talked about muscle memory earlier in an earlier match. That's it right there. Perfect example.
And now Cedric getting frustrated. Out here playing to this crowd. Might be looking for that frog splash, maybe? Is that what he's got planned? Yes, but Jake had it scouted. He got the knees up.
He gave, playing to the crowd, he gave Jake Manning the ample time to recover, if he can recover from that brain buster on the apron.
I think Jake Manning, yeah, again, one of those things where Jake's just trying to figure out what to do. He's rocked.
Huge right hand by Cedric Alexander.
Oh, he had that scouted. Oh, look out!
Double arm DDT.
Double arm DDT as he beats Cedric Alexander. No! So close to Cedric not being able to get that title shot that he so richly deserves.
Jake Manning digging deep into the move set for that. When was the last time we saw Jake Manning hook a double underhook DDT? Who would you say has the upper advantage here, Shore?
I guess Jake Manning only because he's on his feet. Cedric's still trying to stand up, but
Big
he does.
Right hand.
Boy, he swung out of left field with that one, didn't he?
See if Jake's got something in response.
Wow.
Huge right.
Both guys swinging for the fences here.
Giving it their all. Listen to these shots,
yeah, I was going to say, we'll let them speak for themselves there. You hear the contact.
Uh-oh.
Pulls the pad off. Oh. Got to watch out. Them elbows are hell. Oh, that back kick. The mule kick from Cedric.
What Cedric got in store.
Look out here. Oh, look at this. Both guys. Wow, what a kick from Jake.
That shows you how much these two know each other. Jake Manning knew exactly what Cedric was going for, as well as Cedric knew exactly what Jake Manning was going for.
Kicked him in the back of the head. I thought he was going for that backbreaker, but instead he kicked him in the back of the head. What a move by Cedric Alexander.
Looked like Cedric Alexander just threw him up from off of his shoulders and just fell back with the kick using the momentum of his body weight, taking his foot right to the head of Jake Manning.
The educated feet of Cedric Alexander proving to be the difference right now.
Although unorthodox, it's working. Jake Manning, I don't even know if Jake Manning knows where he is right now. It's like Cedric setting up. It's going to be setting up for the brain buster. He's got that look in his eye, Chris Shore.
If he hits this, I was going to say that would be it, but there's Jake Manning.
Hey, can we see this combination?
Yes! We've seen that combination before.
Jake Manning's won matches with that combination, but choosing to roll out to the outside.
I think Manning might be a little frustrated here. He's hit Cedric with some of his best, and Cedric has been able to stay alive thus far. As Jake Manning, I think he's making a mistake here. He's taking a long time, Patrick.
I agree. It's amazing how this crowd is behind both men. Amazing contest right here before our eyes.
Oh, the diving headbutt misses.
I agree. That's it's a risk Jake Manning should not have taken.
And now look out
Cedric
here. Can it be that COD? Yes.
He caught all of it, Chris.
The concussion on delivery gets him up. Backbreaker.
Huge backbreaker on Jake Manning.
And now cover two, and Jake Manning kicked out.
Are you kidding me,
How did Jake Manning kick out of that backbreaker?
Jake Manning still got a lot of fight left in him. Look at the resiliency.
On another COD in the corner. And now, could we see it? Could we see? Oh, roll up, small package. Cedric escapes somehow. Oh, and another COD. And now he gets him up. Brain buster.
It's got to be it, Chris.
1, 2, and 3.
Are you kidding me?
Your winner of the match, Cedric Alexander.
Well, he's 2-0 now. What a great victory for Cedric.
We thought Jake Manning had an answer for everything that Cedric Alexander was throwing at him. But after that third COD, Jake Manning had no idea where he was. Cedric Alexander able to hit the brain buster, and that's number 2 on the 3 count for Cedric Alexander.
One more hurdle remains for Cedric Alexander to face Caleb Conley for the PWX Championship.
Only time will tell who that third opponent will be, Chris.
We are still waiting to find out. What we do know, Cedric is 2-0. Tonight he has defeated his friend Jake Manning. The question remains though, are they still friends, Patrick?
I tell you what.
Let's see, here we go.
If you're sitting at home, you need to get off your ass. Give these guys the standing ovation they deserve.
Cedric checking on Jake.
The crowd giving these two the credit they
Yeah,
deserve.
there you go. The friendship still stands.
Amazing
Whatever
match.
Caleb Conley was trying to do, it failed here tonight. Who didn't fail? That man right there, Cedric Alexander, victorious. And give a big round of applause to that guy, Jake Manning. A hard-fought fight. He comes up a little bit short this time. We'll be seeing more of him soon. Cedric Alexander, victorious.
Oh, God, I'm tired. I'm not really supposed to have this mic time, but I feel in my heart that I need to thank Jake Manning, because in case you didn't know, this man had a big hand in training the person you see in front of you right now. And I'm sure I'm going to get to the back, and everyone's going to be all upset because I took up time on the mic. But I need to thank him for making me the wrestler I am today. He is the most underappreciated person on the independent circuit. Unlike my former partner, Caleb Conley, who I will get to very, very soon. But I want to take this time to thank Jake Manning for everything he's done for me and everything he's doing right now in professional wrestling.